So I wanted to start by congratulating my colleague, Adnan Kader. Adnan has been just fabulous, and I'm just so incredibly thrilled that FCDO has chosen him to be their next chief economist. Adnan is just an amazing choice for the position. And I must say, it says perhaps even more about FCDO than it says about Adnan. I think Adnan is incredibly deserving, and I'm thrilled that FCDO was able to recognize Adnan's talents. Adnan does follow some pretty amazing chief economists, Stefan Durkin and Rachel Glenister in that order. But I think Adnan will bring his own just amazing uniqueness and add to what I hope will be an amazing few years of work, both which will be great for FCDO as an organization, but I think also great for development on the whole, as someone who both has the intellect and the heart to lead phenomenally. I wish Adnan the best. I think it'll just be an amazing journey. So how I met Adnan is a great question. And I would say I'd met Adnan perhaps in 3 or 4 different ways, and I want to explain each. The first time I met Adnan was decades ago when I was a researcher, a junior faculty member, and I was trying to do research in Pakistan, and I was introduced to Adnan as a rising star in the bureaucracy. We were sitting in a meeting. I remember meeting this guy, Adnan Kader, and I must say I was impressed. I thought, this guy is a pretty sharp, quiet, thoughtful, but very sharp bureaucrat. So that was my first meeting. My second meeting was when Adnan was with Adnan as a student. Adnan came to the Harvard Kennedy School where I was teaching as a Mason's Fellow. This is an amazingly impressive program, and Adnan, within a set of peers who were pretty phenomenal, Adnan stood out as a student. I remember interacting with him, talking to him, and I thought, wow, this is, a really, mashallah, just a spectacular bureaucrat, someone Pakistan should be proud of as having a civil servant. Soon after that, Adnan became a PhD student at Queen's. And again, I interacted with him, but now as a doctoral student, which is somewhat different because now it's about research and ideas. And I got to see Adnan in a different capacity as a researcher, as a thinker, as an intellectual. And again, I was very impressed. The third time I kind of met Adnan was Adnan as a colleague, as a person who you could work together. I remember we had this idea, or Adnan had this idea. He was in some executive course, I think at the Poverty Action Lab, and thinking through designing interesting studies to test different ideas about bureaucratic performance. And Adnan proposed this idea to do kind of a pay-for-performance scheme in Pakistan. And at that time, there was an opportunity with the property tax collection, the excise and taxation department in the Punjab government in Pakistan. And very much Adnan single-handedly kind of not only designed the idea, but he got myself, Professor Ben Olkin, who's at MIT, involved. And that has led to just a fascinating and amazingly fruitful collaboration over the last 10 years, where we've already, thanks to Adnan's efforts and insights, have produced 2 top 5 publications in economics, and inshallah are going to be working on more projects together. And it's just been an amazing collaboration. And I would say the final way in which I met Adnan, which to me is the most important way, is Adnan as a friend. Adnan over the years has just been an amazing friend to me personally. There have been moments which, I've gone through pretty tough times, so has Adnan. And you really test your friendships when you go through tough times. And Adnan, I must say, has always been there for me, is genuinely someone who you would turn to, and I would turn to when I'm in trouble, when I'm feeling lost. And I'm very grateful to Adnan for that. I think he's just the best friend that one can hope to have. For SERP, Adnan has been just an incredibly important person. He was someone who was part of the founding team at SERP, and someone who has over the years seen SERP grow both in kind of size and in impact. And he's just been an integral part of SERP. in many ways, I think Adnan embodies what SERP hopes to be. If SERP were an individual, it would be Adnan. And what I mean by that is SERP's intent has always been to take the best research, the best evidence, and really have that impact the world of policy, the world of practice. And Adnan is one of those unique individuals who exactly is that. He is both an amazing academic and someone who's come from really an amazing history of practice, an amazing legacy of practice. In fact, Adnan is one of those unique individuals who not only is heavily respected in both these worlds, both of these worlds think that Adnan belongs to them, comes from them, which is a good thing. And so for me, kind of having Adnan be at SERP and his time at SERP has just been profoundly important for how SERP thought of itself, thinks of itself, how SERP envisions itself as it moves forward.